Guys, in today's video, we are going to create a simple chat app. Now, building a chat app requires us to build our user interface and get a service to integrate with that interface to send and receive messages seamless. There are platforms like Firebase and Supabase that enable us to do this. But in today's video, I'd like to introduce you to another platform that is called ZEGOCLOUD. Now, ZEGOCLOUD is a global communication service provider which provides developer-friendly and powerful SDK and APIs to build many communication features in your application. These include video call, chat, video conference, live streaming, etc. Now, the other platforms are super awesome, but ZEGOCLOUD comes with a special feature. ZEGOCLOUD is great and has pre-built user interface kits that enable you to build communication applications faster. Now, with these UI kits, you are able to customize it to your liking. Building a chat app, a video call app, a live stream app with ZEGOCLOUD is super awesome. Let's get right at it. The sign up process is easy. Verify your email and proceed. Now, when you sign up, you get 10,000 free minutes trial to work with. Now, once you sign up successfully and log in, this is the interface you get. So this is your ZEGOCLOUD dashboard. So in here, I'm going to create a new project. So I tap create your project and then I select the use case for my app. And in my case, I'm building a chat app. So I select in-app chat and then scroll down, tap next, and then give my project a name. So let's say TechDev chat and then continue. Now ZEGOCLOUD is going to create the project for me. So it's going to take some time to create the project. Now, once the project is created successfully, you're going to receive an email saying your project is successful. Now, we tap on the project we created. Now, the app sign is going to be used by us to integrate with our mobile application, right? Now, before we do that, we go to the service management and then we have the various services there. We quickly tap in-app chat and we activate the instructions and then we tap ready to activate. Now, once it's activated, we get this. Now our project is activated and now we can go on to build our app. So we're going to start to build our chat app. And before we do that, we need to do some configurations both on Android and the iOS. On the Android side, we're going to navigate to our app and then build.gradle. We're going to change the compile SDK version to 33 and the minimum SDK version to 21. Then we see close that, move to our source folder, our main, then our Android manifest.xml, and then we paste these permissions there. After this, we are going to create ProGuard rules in our application to prevent obfuscation of the SDK public class name. Right, so we go back and then we create the file and then we name it ProGuard rules and then we paste this in there. We navigate back to our Android app, then our build.gradle, and then we paste the path to this ProGuard rules in here. So right under the build type release, paste the path to our ProGuard rule. And then we are done for the Android setup. Now for the iOS setup, quite simple and straightforward. Go straight to our iOS folder under runner, then under info.plist, you open the file and paste this in there. And that's all for the setup and the configuration for us to be able to use ZEGOCLOUD in our Android and iOS application. Now, after our configuration is done, go to our pubspec.yaml file and add the Zego Zim kit package. So from here, we move to our main.dat file and then we initialize the Zim kit in our main function. So before we run the app, we type in Zim kit .init, right? Then passes the app ID as well as the app sign. That is all we have. And to get this, we have to go into our dashboard, then get this information from our dashboard. Use it here to initialize our Zim kit, right? So once this is done, we move on, build our application. To start off, you would see that in my main file, I have my material app and I'm pointing to the TechDev chat screen for my home property. Now on TechDev Chat is a widget or a screen I've already built to showcase ZEGOCLOUD features. Now on the emulator here, you'd see that I have TechDev chat, a user ID, a text field to enter the username, and then a button that says chat now. Now when I enter into TechDev chat, this is the code. So we have this line of code, line 5, that generates a random user ID. We have this properties is loading user ID and then the username, right? And this user ID is being shown here in our screen. So our current user ID is 6871, right? So this is the basic UI we have. So what we're going to do now is to enable the user enter his or her preferred username, and then when they tap chat now, they start the chat application, right? And then the chat app, right, starts off using this start chat function. So when the user taps chat now, it triggers this start chat function. And in this start chat function, what it currently does is set the loader to true when it starts, right? And then when it catches an error, it sets the loader to false. Also, when it's done, it sets loader back false, right? So between this implementation, we are going to use the ZimKit package to start our chat app. So all we have to do is we'll await ZimKit, right? We import it, and then all we do is a .connect user, and then we pass in the user ID, and it's as simple as this. So we need to connect the user to the ZimKit, right? So we just do await ZimKit.connect user, and then we pass in the user ID. So there's another property that we can add to the connect user, and that's the user's name, right? So we can pass in the username controller here to it. So we do a username.text. In here, the user connects to the ZimKit, and that's basically all you have to do. We need to connect to the ZimKit cloud and be able to start our chat app. So that is all we'll do here. So once we are done connecting the user to ZEGOCLOUD, we navigate the user to the chat screen. Then the user will be able to start chatting with whoever he or she wants who is connected to the chat application. Now, this new chat screen is not created yet, so we are going to create it now. So now you see here that we have our conversations up bar at the top of our emulator. There's nothing to show at the moment because we've not had any chat with anyone yet. So let's go on to implement the rest of the features for the ZimKit conversation list view. Now we need to implement the onPressed function, right, which takes in the build context, takes in the conversation, and then it takes in the default action, right? So once the chat is tapped or pressed on, you are going to navigate to the message list page. That is where you see your one-on-one chats with the individual chat you've tapped on. So when you press on that individual chat, what we want to do is we want to navigate you to that screen, right? So we're going to use a generic material page route, right? Then our builder, we're going to return something. Now, same making use of ZEGOCLOUD's pre-built UI kits, we are going to return the ZimKit message list page, right? And this message list page is going to give us the page where we have our text field, the attachment field, that's the file and image attachment field, all of that. We are going to look at that shortly in our emulator. It's quite awesome. Now in our ZimKit message list page, what we have to do now is pass in the conversation ID so that it will uniquely identify each conversation or each chat we have tapped or pressed on. So we can get this conversation from our conversation parameter here in our onPressed function. So we just pass in the conversation .id, and that is it. So we are going to create a floating action button which will look just like our WhatsApp floating action button, where we can chat with another person or we can search for another individual on our chat app and then connect with that person's chat. So down here we are going to add a floating action button. I'm going to give it an onPressed function. For now we keep it this way, and then let's give it an icon, say icon.message outline. I think this is good. That is awesome. And now in our onPressed function of our floating action button, we want to create a dialog where the user would have to enter the user ID of whoever he or she wants to connect to. Remember that each ZEGOCLOUD chat user has a unique identifier, a user ID that is assigned to them, right? So we'll need to have a dialog or an interface where we would have to enter the user's ID, the user we want to chat with, their ID, enter it, and then we'll connect to that user. Now you'll be thinking that, do we have to build another screen, or do we need to write code to show that dialog? No, ZEGOCLOUD has us covered. So all we'll do here is, in our press function, we just do a zim kit. So we realize that zimkit is being persisted in all we do, right? So we add a zimkit.show default new peer chat dial, passing the context, and then we are good. So now to test our chat feature, what we're going to do is we've added another phone that is iPhone SE, and we are going to connect and chat with it. So we'll connect our Android phone to our iPhone, and then so you realize that it follows the same process. So the user ID generated on the Android emulator was 2817, and then the user ID that is generated for my Apple emulator is 2616. So we're going to add our username. I'm going to say, let's say Zego me. I'm going to chat now. Now it opens the chat list page for me, right? So I can come to the Android side, and then I add a new user, and the user ID is 2616. Tap OK, and then it brings the chat screen for me. So realize that the username at the top here is Zego me, which is actually the name I assigned on my iPhone SE, right? So when I start a chat and I say hi and I send it, voila, see that in my conversation list I have a message from TechDev that says hi, and it was sent just now. And then this is my avatar on the left here. So when I tap it, I get the message able to like say hello, then the message comes back TechDev. So it all happens in real time, right? So see, I have my list of chat here, and that is super awesome. We can go ahead to customize a lot of things in our UI, right? In the pre-built UI given to us, we are not limited to how the user interface looks like. We are able to customize, right? So for me, in my chat interface, right? So in this interface, I usually don't like it when there is an outline border in my text field, right? So what I do is I take it out, and then ZEGOCLOUD zimkit message list page gives me the property to edit the input decoration, right? So when I hover my mouse over it, I see all of these properties, and I can play with all of them. There's the app bar builder. You can customize the app bar loop. There's the app bar actions. You can add action buttons to the app bar. There's the on message sent. So when the message is sent and you want to perform an action or do something, can do that. There's the input decoration, and that is what we'll be focusing on, right? And then there's the message item long press. A whole lot of properties given to us to customize our UI, right? So we're going to work on the input decoration, right? And we are going to give it an input decoration, and the border we're going to say input border.none. Then we are going to give it a text that says enter message here. We save that in our emulator that we can get those changes. So now we see on our Android and iOS emulators that the underline input border is taken off and the hint text is changed. Great. So now let's try the image upload feature, right? So we are going to send an image from our Android phone to our iPhone. So let's tap this, select the image, and ta-da! The image has been sent over to our iPhone. So this is awesome. This is very great. Building a chat app with ZEGOCLOUD. It's very straightforward, very easy. Everything is pre-built and pre-integrated for you. You don't have to stress. And this is how ZEGOCLOUD has made us build a chat application easily and faster. Like, subscribe, and check out for more videos.